Hello, this is Richard at Track Trail. Today I'm just going to give you a brief introduction to our tracking system and show you what you can look forward to during the main LDWA Flower of Suffolk event. So right now the Marshall's Walk is taking place, so this is a good opportunity for me to demonstrate some of the features of the tracking system. So right now we've got the whole event loaded. So as you can see, the main interface. Over here we've got some controls which I'll go into. Up over here, we've got the map controls where you can switch between the various types of map. I'm sure many of you will enjoy using the leisure type facilities. We've got the zoom controls in here, and of course you can pinch and pull if you're using a phone to zoom in and zoom out. So let's start with those map options. Up here you've got various different types of map. The OS Leisure map is very popular, and as you zoom into the map, you'll see that the map will zoom into the different layers. So it's a 1 in 50,000 and finally a 1 in 25,000 map scale as well. There are also other map types as well. One thing, of course, you're all aware of is these are very busy because they show all of the footpaths. So there's a lot on there. Many people who are casually using or just want to see tracking features will sometimes more likely want to use the OpenStreetMap or possibly OS's road or OS's outdoor version, which are a little bit cleaner. They've got less of those busy objects. They don't have the stone walls, they don't show all of the footpaths on there, but from a raw tracking perspective where someone is following a route, they're quite useful. So I'll use, I think in this example, the OpenStreetMap to demonstrate from because it's nice and easy and clean to see. So that's the map environment. We also do have satellite views and various other types on there as well. The red route shows the actual course, as you might imagine. So in here you can see all of the distances. These little circles are the checkpoints. Checkpoint 2, 27k. So it rolls through and you can see all of those various distances. Um, as well as that, over up the left-hand side, we've got four icons. First of all, this one will show the name of the event, some details about the start and finish times as well. Next up, let me deal with one of this bottom one first of all, which is the key. The key is the color of the trackers. So right down here, let's zoom into a few of these trackers. You can see it right now, all of these flags are green as you might expect. So green means that that's their current location or they're moving along. If the flags were to change to an orange color, it means they haven't moved for 3 minutes or longer. So it's a very quick visual indication that someone is perhaps taking a rest or a break. Then we've got a few other statuses. Grey is retired. Black is the device has been powered off. Red is someone has pushed the SOS button on the device. That also results in a message being sent to the organisers as well via text message to 2 or 3 different organisers' phones. So even if someone misses the fact that a flag might have gone red, you'll see a message being sent by SMS, or sorry, the organizer will see the message sent by SMS. Finally, blue status. If a flag goes blue, it means the device has not sent an update for 1 hour or more. That could be a variety of reasons. It might be they're resting for an extended period at a checkpoint, or it might be something else. The device may have suffered some kind of a problem. It might have slipped down into the bottom of the bag. Typically, that shouldn't happen because these devices should all be mounted on the shoulder. But blue status basically means the device hasn't sent a report for 1 hour. These final two icons, this is the participant sidebar. So up here we can see all of the participants and all of the distances, that sort of the average speed that they're walking at the moment. So we'll let me go down, and as I roll through, you should see over here, you see the white, you'll see one of these highlight in white, which is the one I'm rolling over. So number 23 there is highlighted and there. And if I was to click on an individual on here, let's choose Sue, you'll see that all of the others will temporarily be removed. So you can just focus on that one person. And if I was to click the X on there, they would all disappear. Now you can also add people to your favorites. There's a little star icon here. So let's say I'm going to pick Anne, Christopher and Claire. And then if I then click this button at the top, just those 3 people will be highlighted. And this information is remembered. So if you close down your phone's browser and opening up again, then these will be remembered through to the next time. And if you want to view everybody else again, you can just limit or unlimit the list of favorites and remove those if you want to and choose some other people. It's if the event organisers share with us the LDWA groups, they would also show in here as an additional filter. So you can go, for example, and choose Staffordshire LDWA, and only those from Staffordshire would show up as the filtered list. So that's really just dependent on the information that the organisers share with us. The system's capable of filtering on all sorts of things like age category and various other things, but more typically for LDWA events, you share the LDWA groups and they would get shown as a filter on the side. So let me just again just pick one of the people. Let's click on Sue. And let's see some of the detailed information. So Sue is bib number 9. The last update received was at 10 past 10, which was just a minute or so ago. And the battery's got 100%. It shows the UK National Grid reference. This is the distance covered so far, 7.1 kilometres. And the average speed, the last sector speed is the time, the average speed since the last checkpoint, for what that's worth. And then finally here we've got a list of all of the checkpoints and the time that they were reached. So, for example, they reached the HQ in this case at 9:32, and then we've got they're going to ETA, so they're going to reach the first CP at 11:23, and then the next one around about 11:30, and this is based on an average moving speed, taking away time spent in checkpoints. And now these speeds will constantly change throughout the day. So realistically speaking, those ETAs are only going to be useful for the next couple of checkpoints. Of course, might be broadly correct, but most people are going to slow down as the walk goes on. So they will change and refactor, and eventually these final times are probably unrealistic. It'll be many hours later than that, but they are useful if you are a support crew to see where the person you're supporting might be reaching the next checkpoint, so you can put yourself in the vicinity. There are some other controls at the bottom here. This one will toggle on and off their recorded path. So if I click on that one there, you can see a black line appears, which is the actual route taken versus what is planned. Now, because the trackers are only updating every minute or so, sometimes it may not look as though they'd followed around this route. They absolutely did. It's just the fact that because the tracker updated every minute or 2 minutes, it just didn't spot this bit as they went round. But if I was to roll through, you'll see a white dot over here. And as I scan through, you'll start to see that move along. And at the bottom there, it says where they were at 9:11. And again, that white dot is going to come very close to where I am now. So there you go, 9:30, 9:31, and it rolls through. So you can do a complete playback of where that person was. And the other controls, this one won't launch this, but if you click on it and you run a mobile device, it will launch a Google Map navigation route from where you are as a viewer to where the person is. So you could go and find and pick them up if they had a problem. So it's a quick way of navigating to them. These last two will download copies of the recorded route to your computer or to your phone. So one is a KML file, which is Google Earth's format. The other one, which is a GPX, which is basically the standard for drawing routes, a GPX file. So if I close that down again now and bring up the whole list of these, the whole list of everyone on there. This one here, if I click on all the paths, it will take a few seconds to load, but when it does, it will actually draw everybody's paths on there. They're all their recorded routes on there at once. So you can see there's a big thick black line there as everyone's making their way along the route. Likewise, if I were to click on this one and this one, this would download all of their routes as a KML file or all of their routes as a GPX file. Okay, finally, the last icon is the leaderboard. Okay, we know the LDWA 100 is not a race, but the data is presented in this leaderboard. What hopefully you can see is everybody is listed on here. and they've got their names, you've got your speed, your distance. You can click these icons and reorder people, so who's done the most distance, who's done the fastest speed, etc. And then across the top here, you've got all of the checkpoints listed. Again, if you were to click on that from your phone, it will navigate you directly to that checkpoint. Very useful little feature if you're a support crew, you're not familiar with an area. If you click on that, it will launch Google Maps and navigate you straight to Barnum Green in this instance. So again, you can see in the tabulated format here, we've got all of the participants and what time they reach the checkpoints and what time they're predicted to reach all of the other checkpoints as well. Some additional data at the beginning. This is the battery level. So nice full green bars down across the board here as far as I can see. As they begin to get slightly lower, these are the statuses for the battery levels of the trackers. So it shouldn't be a case of any of them depleting right down. If someone is retired, they would appear in grey at the bottom. These participants here, doesn't look like those have started. These are either spare devices or people perhaps who are not taking part in the event today. Let's scroll back up towards the top. I think, is there anything else to see on here? No, I think that's it. You can convert this data from kms to miles, and I should have also mentioned you can do that also on the page at the top. There is a km to miles button on there, so you can convert those from km to miles as well. I think that's covered more or less everything. Of course, if you have any questions, please contact me. I'm Richard at Track Trail Company. You can contact us at info@tracktrail.co.uk. Whilst we don't know specific information about the participants necessarily, your race or your event organizer, should I say, would be able to give you that information. But if I can help with any questions about the tracking system itself, by all means get in contact with me. And other than that, look forward to being at the event. I'll be there on the day supporting people, handing out the devices, and also there throughout the weekend to support the whole event, as I have done. I think now this is the 4th or 5th year, so it's great working with the LDWA. Thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing many of you in about a month's time. Thank you.